You guys voted. Today we're going to see what the best artillery units are in Age of Empires 3. And the first one you guys voted for was the Great Bombard, as you can see there from the pie chart. I kind of wish it was a rocket because the rocket is my favorite in this category. But the Great Bombard did an excellent job. And I'm not too surprised. It's a pretty popular unit overall. And yeah, let's look why. So first thing here is that they're a special unit. That means that you have to train them from either like a factory or you have to get them from your home city. You can't create them. You can't get them from like the council from India. But other than that, you have to train them or send them in from the home city. Base hit points is 475. Population is 7. Speed and limber mode is 3.5. Speed and bombard mode is 1.4. Line of sight is 32. Resist 75% versus range. Siege damage is 500. And then their multipliers are 0.4 versus artillery, 0.5 versus cav, 1.5 versus ships, 0.5 versus light infantry. They have a range of 28, and their area effect is 5, which is crazy. That's such a high number of area effect. Rate of fire is 8, so kind of slow firing, but they do have a higher area of effect, and then 115 seconds for training. Let's look into the gameplay clips for these guys. So you're going to see these Great Bombards wreck these heavy infantry. All these musketeers are just going to get it, and I have them paired up with some obus here, and then the ally has some routers. It's just such a great combo, but you can see these Great Bombards go to work. So the thing is with these units is obviously they fire pretty slow in comparison to other artillery, as we'll see, but they have a huge area of effect, and you can see every time they hit there, all the health bars that appear above the musketeers, those are all the musketeers affected by the shots from these guys. So like your Great Bombards aren't going to get as many kills up front necessarily, but they're going to heavily damage a large number of units in the radius, and after a couple shots, then they'll start knocking them out really easily because they're going to have such low health. Like right there, you can see it, bam, like literally musketeers flying across the floor. And then these guys have such a satisfying sound when you use them, like the thump that it makes when it fires is so satisfying. But really good units to use. They do have a slow rate of fire, so you have to be careful with that. But definitely fun to use. I like pairing them with the obus if you can do that in like a team game or something. And they also do pretty good with the Janissaries. And yeah, I highly recommend giving them a shot. They do their job nicely. Let's look into the next unit here. So we have the anti-infantry artillery. So basically, you guys love the horse artillery. And Falconet came in second there, but horse artillery is a little better overall, and we're going to find out why. So let's look. So first thing is that their base cost is 100 wood and then 500 coins, so a little pricey. But base hit points 200, 6 population, 6 speed in limber mode, which is their big perk, is that they can move very quickly in limber mode, 2.4 in bombard mode. Line of sight is 30, resist is 75% versus range. Their siege damage is 125. Their multipliers times 3 versus infantry, which is crazy good. Times 2 versus buildings. Times 3 versus ships. So some great multipliers there. 26 range. Area of effect is 3. So not as good as the Great Bombards, but still pretty darn good. Rate of fire is 4, so they have twice the rate of fire. And then train time is 45 seconds. So that's just in comparison like the Great Bombard. But these guys do a really good job. Obviously, they're for the European nations. And unfortunately, I don't have any legit clips of the horse artillery. I don't really use them at all. So we definitely need to do that for future gameplay. Remind me I need to get some more horse artillery gameplay in. But the clip I do have here, you guys are going to absolutely love. Let's take a look. This is from my best moments video. I have like 50 falconets, and this guy just marches through with musketeers. And he doesn't do it once, he does it twice, and it's just hilarious. So yeah, imagine this times like 2 because that's how good the horse artillery is. But yeah, unfortunately didn't have any clips. I'll need to get some more. But they do a great job because of how quick they are. And basically your standard artillery unit. So we're going to move on to the next one here. We have the anti-artillery. And the Cauldron's won by a mile, as you can see. I was a little disappointed. I really wish the siege elephants would have won because they're my favorite. But they're kind of multifunctional use. But yeah, Cauldrons obviously do a great job. Now let's look at their stats here. So they cost 100 less than the horse artillery. 280 hit points. It only costs 4 population in comparison to the other cannons that we've gone over so far. Speeds 3.5 and in limber mode and 1.4 in bombard mode. 36 line of sight, so they have a really good line of sight. And then their multipliers are what really puts them over. At the 4 times multiplier versus artillery and the 10 times multiplier versus ships. So these guys also specialize in taking out ships. Range is 36, only one area of effect, so they're more focused. Rate of fire is 6, and their training time is 45 seconds. So yeah, they train pretty quick in comparison to the air units we've gone over so far too. Let's take a look at the clips. So I don't really have too many amazing clips because you kind of use Cauldrons more sparingly. But here's one that just kind of highlights their range. So I have him behind my walls all the way over there, and he has his falconets kind of in the open. And you're not even going to see my Cauldrons come out, but you can see him take out the falconets very nicely. And they do an excellent job. I really enjoy using the falconets. I mean the Cauldrons. You don't really have to get as many as you really think. Like 2 or 3 normally does the job nicely, as you can see right here, just knocking out those falconets from a distance. Because they have such good range, you don't really have to worry about them get taken out unless it's just a massive battle. But if you use them sparingly, they do a good job. So the next group, as you can see, we have the anti-building artillery, and the mortar won by a mile once again, just like the Cauldron did. And let's look why. So these guys are basically your trebuchets of Age of Empires 3. They kind of like what they were in Age of Empires 2. Their base hit points is 300, so pretty decent hit points. 4 population. Speeds 3 in limber mode, 1.2 in bombard mode, so they're very slow. Their line of sight is 44, but with the Portugal, I forget the name of the card. It's like there's some kind of range card that they have. I have the picture of it on the right there. That card gives them 10 more LOS and 10 more range, which makes the mortars turn to snipers, basically. They're so good. We're going to have to get some gameplay clips in once we do the Portuguese nation review of some solid mortar gameplay. But just like the air artillery, 75% versus range resistance, 500 siege damage, and then the only multiplier is 0.5 versus ships, but they still do a great job versus ships. I have a little clip of that as well. Siege rage is 40, and then plus 10, so it'd be 50 with the Portuguese card there. Rate of fire is 6, and then a train time is 45 seconds, just like the Cauldron. So let's look at some clips here. I kind of have this game from, it's kind of a mix, actually, of mortars and Cauldrons and rockets going at the buildings there. I don't really have too many strict clips of mortars. It's kind of hard. It was hard for me to find stuff like that. But we do have some decent clips here. So this is where the mortars are going to be paired up with the Cauldrons. They're also decent at, doing a good job of taking down the buildings. And the mortars always do a great job. You just got to make sure to protect it, honestly. If they're protected, they're going to be able to take down whatever they're doing. And make sure you have them upgraded, because a lot of people don't upgrade them until it's like way late in the game. And if you upgrade them early on, buildings fly down as fast as possible. And it's really surprising, honestly, if you're trying to take down some walls, you have your mortars upgraded, how easily the walls actually go down. And all you need is like 5 mortars, if that. And here we go. We got 5 mortars right here. We're just going to take down this ship. And I just want to kind of highlight that they're really good at taking down ships as well. There are several times where there's a water map, and I just put some mortars on the side next to water. And they'll kind of put up some defense. So the last section here, I was really interested in what it was going to be. And this is the special artillery. And the Gatling guns beat the little bombards, which was crazy. I didn't really think it was going to happen. But the Gatling guns did come out on top, and I love the Gatling guns so much. They're such a fun unit to use because I love revolutions. So let's look at these guys. So you can train these guys in the Revolution age. You just got to make sure you have an artillery foundry built before you revolt. So their cost is 100 wood, 300 coin. 150 hit points, so not good hit points at all. 4 population, 4 in limber mode for speed, and then 1.6 in bombard mode. Line of sight is 26, so not the best line of sight either. Same resistance as all the other guys, 75% versus range. Siege damage is 30, and then our multipliers is 0.75 versus buildings, 0.5 versus artillery, cavalry, ships, and light infantry. The range is 30, and then their area of effect is 2, so they do some splash damage, which is kind of cool. And rate of fire is 4.0, and that counts as like 6 shots from the Gatling. Train time is 45. So these guys are basically kind of like a organ gun, and they use the same symbol as the organ gun, as you can see. But you need to be in the Revolution to get them. You can send them in from your home city, or you can train them directly from the artillery foundry if you have that all built beforehand. But I enjoy these guys. They're not as good as you would really think. They're not as good as the organ guns. They do a good job, though. You just gotta make sure they're really protected. A lot of people just focus fire on them pretty quickly. In this clip here, it's when I have them completely surrounded with a ton of colonial militia, and it worked out very, very nicely in this game. If you've watched this match, we get the Revolution win, which is crazy. I always love when the Revolution win happens. Playing, it looks like we're Brazil revolted there. So this was really fun. But yeah, just make sure your Gatling guns are protected, and you'll be okay. They do a great job versus heavy infantry. Not the best versus light infantry and other units like that. But if you have a mass of them and focus fire, then that's when they highlight and do their best, because they don't have any good multipliers really. And then they don't have the biggest damage. So you just got to make sure you use them precision-wise, kind of like you would your Cauldrons. So that's going to be the end of the video, honestly. I was really quick. I didn't have the best clips for these units, but those are the ones you guys voted on. And yeah, I love the artillery units in this game. The rockets are my favorite. Probably like flaming arrows and or siege elephants are also my favorite. When I do a second place video, I'll highlight those guys as well. But yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. So Nation Review is going to start, I think Wednesday. If I can't get it on Wednesday, I'll definitely get it on Friday. I've been super busy with finals. That's why this upload is coming so late in the day. I'm just getting this done today. I have finals the next couple days, and then I have some papers I need to do. So once that's all done, then we'll be ready for summer. I have a couple summer classes, but other than that, we should be good to go. I'm just trying to get all this out, and I've been pretty busy. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, vote on your next one. You guys are going to love. The unique units section is next, so definitely vote on that, and I will see you guys in the next video.